If she stopped talking to you, she didn't forget to reply. She didn't lose her phone or get lost in the woods somewhere. She didn't even care enough to say goodbye or let you know why. And unfortunately, women often don't ghost men that they're super excited about. Here's the thing, ghosting isn't about you not being good enough. A lot of it is based on her having respect. It's not hard to send a quick text to let you know that she's no longer interested. You probably treated her well, you probably treated her with a good amount of respect. So try to not blame yourself when this happens, because it's her inability to communicate like an adult. And heck, do you really want to be with someone like that? Probably not. Can't say anything? Maybe just don't worry about it. If you and your partner have a good relationship, then you guys probably know each other's boundaries and what you guys feel comfortable with. So if a woman is getting super touchy, there's no need to say anything. Leave it alone. It's up to your man to start feeling uncomfortable and be like, hey, I'm dating somebody, back off. Or at the very least, his body language will show that discomfort. Women get over the top, insecure in these situations and start calling out that other woman. That other woman wants you to do that. That's why she's being like that with your man. Because it's probably pretty obvious you guys are together. I feel like when you interfere, it looks just bad on you. That's why just trust your man in these situations. He can handle it. You've got him. She doesn't. If he's a loyal man, that won't change. And if he's not a loyal man, and you lose him as a result, she still did you a favor. Because isn't it better to lose him now rather than later? Assuming he's gonna cheat on you anyways. Why some women keep you around even though they're not attracted to you? Short answer, she's using you. And you probably already knew that. Some women will keep men around as safety nets, essentially. And you're the guy she calls when that guy she actually liked ghosted her. When she wants attention, but not commitment. And she's feeling low. She might say things like, you're such a good guy. I'm not ready for a relationship. You deserve someone amazing. You're my best friend. If a man did this, he would be considered a player, but it's okay when women do it, right? And sometimes she will breadcrumb you, which is basically just giving you barely enough attention to keep you hoping, which puts you on edge constantly, making you think that something might come of it when the reality is nothing will come of it. And I know this is absolutely heartbreaking for so many men out there. And the funny thing is, the majority of men who are out hiking are completely harmless. Worst case scenario, they're gonna look at you and be like, hi. Or maybe ask you a simple question about the trail. Hey, is the waterfall much further? Is the view worth it? Have you done both branch off trails? Would you recommend I do them today? Literally, that's all it is. This is coming from a woman that hikes pretty much once a week. I'm obsessed. Nicest men hike, I swear. And sometimes you get big groups of guys, they're all good friends and they're being silly and just kind of bullshitting on the trail. And that always gives you some amusement. There was one day I was hiking at night by myself and I encountered a group of guys like that. They were like throwing snowballs at each other and just having a good time. It was really dark and I could barely see, and they kind of walked with me to my car, so that was really nice of them. Because we were walking over like this pond thing. We didn't know if we were gonna fall through the ice. It was a good night. You really want to be up for the task of supplying all of his emotional needs. You know, all the emotional needs his friends give him, his family, everybody? I wouldn't want that task. That's a lot. The thing is, you can't supply everybody's needs. I mean, it's not your job either. But with how many people are in the world, you're really going to restrict him to one, which is you? Come on now. Let's stop giving men more reasons to not date.
Someone told me why I was just swiping on Tinder and I saw my girlfriend.
See, being secure in a relationship. I mean, her reasoning is funny, but it works. Here are some signs she's not over her ex. She constantly mentions him. It looks like she's looking for an excuse to. It's not that, it's not like she absolutely had to mention him. She sort of just brought him in the conversation. Maybe the relationship just ended and she's acting way too happy. That's a clear sign she is not over him. Maybe she's partying, going out with friends, and she's really just showing off on her social media when she normally doesn't do that. Huge sign she's not over him. A woman who is truly over her ex will just resume social media activity like normal. Things won't really change. She's hoping her ex will see whatever she's posting and either feel regret or just bad about it in general. Her hobbies randomly change. All of a sudden she might be doing things that her ex used to. Or she's really overcompensating. She might be hot and cold with her mood. She's super happy one day and then she's super down the next. Sometimes her super overjoyed days is just her pretending. She'll keep in touch with her ex, even as just friends. She'll be looking for excuses to message him. Her excuses will often be really silly or petty because she can't think of anything else. She might call her ex and be like, I left my hair tie at your house, and can I get that back?
You cannot make someone love you by giving them more of something that they already...
He says, giving them more than they already don't appreciate. And this couldn't be more true. We tend to overcompensate and just give. And then, when they don't give us the results we want, we give. It doesn't work. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Stop that.
Men have no problem spending their nights and weekends doing whatever their hobby is. And why is this? Because they're entitled, and also because the women allow it.
So you're supposed to just give up all of your hobbies and the things you enjoy because you're married? Hold on a second, I gotta go break off my engagement. Because realistically, no one in their right minds would get married or have serious relationships if it meant giving up everything they enjoyed.
Saturday night and then all day Sunday by herself at a hotel. There was a spa connected to this hotel, so she got a facial, she got a massage, she got a mani-pedi. She brought 2 books and a couple bottles of wine. And she told her husband, do not disturb. I said, that's a step in the right direction. But it's still really unfortunate that men just assume that they can do these things, that they don't inherently have the awareness, or they're choosing not to see the ripple effects that their decisions are making in the family. How could you not see that your wife is worn out taking care of kids while you're fucking around?
It's called have that conversation with him. A lot of ladies will go into relationships without hobbies or things that they like to do. Is he supposed to assume that you want to do something if you've never talked to him or spoken about it? See, obviously they found a solution. This guy was a hunter. He spent lots of time hunting, and it bothered her how much time he was away from home not helping take care of the kids. And once they had that conversation, they found a nice compromise where they can both have time off, both have time to themselves. That's all that you need to do.
It's a mistake you learned the hard way that you can now help people to.
A lot of women are taught and raised growing up to not communicate their needs in a relationship, because it comes off as desperate, clingy, or too forward, or even masculine in some cases. I've gotten to the point where I just don't care. I've realized I have certain needs that I want fulfilled. I'm not willing to stay in the relationship if they're not. And the thing is, a man can't read your mind. You can't expect him to. So even if it seems like it'll come off wrong, just freaking communicate it. That way, if the relationship's not gonna work out, you guys can go your separate ways sooner, and there will be less wasted time. Unfortunately for a lot of men, you think if you try hard enough, if you're nice enough, and you prove the good guy that you are, she'll finally see your worth, and that is not accurate. Women don't choose men because they're nice. They choose men because they see them as valuable. And oddly, the people they see as valuable is the man that doesn't really need them. If you think about the type of men that women are texting first and begging for their attention, it's typically the same men that all the other ladies want, so they're in competition with them. But when's the last time you put yourself first? Your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. When did you take that mental health day? When did you take yourself out and treat yourself? I know that's not a common phrase used at men, but you get what I'm saying. And this is not about playing games, but changing your priorities. I know a lot of men will put so much effort into dating because they excel at everything that they do. You guys do the same thing at work, I see you. But unfortunately with dating, it's a little bit different. You almost want to put in a little bit less effort. And that gets you the results, as backward as that seems. Never try to beg for her attention. If she's not treating you good and reciprocating, walk away. She's not worth it.
Only love can hurt like this.
I found that most men do not care about the slight imperfections in your body. A lot of us haven't even had kids and our bodies aren't perfect. I am covered in stretch marks.